Hello there. Are you interested in dark chocolate espresso? How about Rocky Road, pina colada, peanut butter caramel, pumpkin spice? This is our guest tonight. She bakes whoopie pies and cake pops. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to episode 31 of Small Businesses Do It Better, where we highlight small business owners and we share their fun, their work, and everything in between. And this show is brought to you by Whoopie, where we empower your home office lifestyle through web hosting, cloud services, and domain names. Visit Whoopie.com to buy your domain today, and by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/Whoopie. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Hello, I'm Kathy, the Chief Decision Maker at Whoopie.com.
And I'm Carissa, the Community Relations Manager. I'm losing my voice a little bit.
She's sick and I'm standing next to her. Not thrilled.
I have my Purell.
I just got back from vacation. I'm very rested and hopefully a little tanner. But I actually said goodbye to my son today, so I'm a little sad. He visited for something like 5 or 6 days, and it was really nice. Had the whole family here for somebody's special birthday. I won't say whose.
I will.
Okay, the producers. Yes, so.
We had a fun weekend. I made a cool cake. I'm not going to say anything about it because I'm sure Katie can taught me, but I was pretty proud of myself. I just kept it in the freezer so it never falled over or collapsed. That was my secret.
But your son loves every kind of superhero. And so she had the Hulk fist at the top of the cake. She had Spider-Man.
Then I had Spider-Man. And then I had Superman and Batman. So it was like 3 tiers.
Yeah, and beautifully done. That was very... Oh, and Thor's hammer.
Yeah, I had Thor on there
That
too.
was very cool.
Thanks to YouTube was my research.
Yes. So, and Pinterest and all those other things.
And Katie's website. Because we'll show you some pictures, but there's a bunch of cool character things in there. And we did something exciting too. We saw the Oscar Mayer Wiener car. I think that's really
cool,
funny.
Carissa. I'm really happy for you. Though you don't have pictures, you had one on your phone.
one on my phone. It was actually quite impressive how they did it. They have their iPads, and you just give them your email address. I gave them my spam one. But they take a picture with their iPad, and then they email it to you right then. Oh. So you don't have to get out your camera. You don't have to do anything, and it's already done.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty handy. And then you could, of course, share it on social media pretty easily. But that was a pretty impressive hot dog car.
Her weekend was visiting the hot dog car.
My weekend was full of food. All different kinds.
Actually, ours was too. It was just, boating. I want to say who our guest is. Her business impressed the heck out of me when we visited Louisiana for our virtual road trip last month. I can't believe it's September already. So we'll have all of those videos up soon on ovali.tv. So Katie Moe, and there she is. She's beautiful. She's this little baker in Louisiana. She is full of energy. She has amazing cakes, whoopie pies, and cake pops. And she's very artistic in the way she delivers her products. So I had to have her on again tonight because she's also great at marketing her products, and she's just inspirational for all of the moms out there that are making cake pops for their little girls and boys' birthday parties, like Carissa with her cake. Katie also does wedding cakes, and she's starting to figure out how to do gluten-free things. So the minute she does, I will be ordering it and showing everybody on our show too. So I'm excited to have Katie Moe on, and she'll be on in just a minute.
So what's happening at Whoopie?
Thank goodness I took a vacation, because September is going to be huge.
I would talk louder, but I'm afraid I might squeak or something. So, okay,
No,
so we've been talking about our Shark Tank party, our live stream online Shark Tank premiere party that's on the 14th, which is the season.
So excited for this show.
Premiere night of Shark Tank, the new season. So we just decided to add to that and make September Shark Tank month. So it's starting next Tuesday on Tuesday the 11th. We have Daniel and Stephanie Rensing of The Smart Baker. So we have 2 bakers in a row.
Ooh,
they do
row.
cake pop towers and cake stands and aprons and all sorts of cool things.
And where are they from?
I cannot remember what state they're in.
Well, we'll have to find out because I wonder if they're anywhere by Katie.
Can share things there. And after that, on the Friday the 14th, we're having our premiere party, which we talk about all the time. The 18th, we're having Steve Gadlin on our show again. He's coming back, the cat drawing guy.
Carissa will be dancing for us again.
And
you just missed it. Yeah, there you
the
go.
cat drawing dance, and then he turns and does this thing. But I think we should have Katie Moe team up with him because his tagline is Whoopie. For his cats is what they all say, and she makes whoopie pies.
So, very good.
So maybe we could make a whoopie cat pie? I don't know.
I don't know if that sounds too good. Kind of gross.
And then
She's laughing
the
in my
last
ear.
week of September, we're having the Show No. It's the Show No towel on. She was so cool. She made these towels with these slits cut in them so her kids could change at the pool and stuff and didn't have to hold these
Could have
drapes
used
up.
that over the weekend, yes.
Well, after Shark Tank and after she got the investment, she now has her towels at all the Disney parks. I mean,
that's
she is
right.
everywhere. It's
Yes.
incredible
a
how...
lot of success stories.
And I think it was last week they did the follow-up on the Shark Tank episode, which is really cool. They did the cat guys follow-up, too. Love seeing them. Anyways.
Yes.
Yay!
We can't wait. This is going to be a fun month. Please tell them where they can sign up to be
Yes.
part of our premiere online.
On our Facebook page,
I should
facebook.com.
say Shark Tank premiere, not our premiere.
Yeah, Shark Tank premiere party. On our Facebook page at facebook.com/OvalEyeTV. It's right there. You can RSVP. Or if you want to just use the hashtag Shark Tank, I will find you. And I will...
She'll stalk
send you the information. So we have a ton of people.
Yeah, we have so many nice people.
There's
So
a lot
thank
of people I talked to on Twitter who were on Shark Tank or who have tried out for this new
It's
season.
a huge community
It's
of
pretty
small
cool.
business owners.
And
I
they're
love that.
diehard fans too. So it's really cool. We're getting a lot of people who have been on the show that are going to be online at this premiere party. So if you want to, we'll have live chat. So if you want to chat to any of these people, they should be there.
Yeah, that's next Friday, the 14th. So stay tuned and sign up for our party.
It's fun. Whoopie.
I think we're ready for our guest tonight. Katie is from Louisiana, and she is katiebakes.com. So hello, Katie.
Hi, ladies.
So nice to have you on.
It's so nice to be back. Thank you.
When I interviewed you last month, you were on vacation. And
I was.
there's something about entrepreneurs that go a little extra mile to do something like this for other people. And I that's another reason why I love Katie, is because she was on vacation. She sat in the bathroom while all her family was in the other room having a great time. And she did this interview with us. So I had to have her on again. So welcome, Katie. And the first thing I want to ask you is, how'd you do with the hurricane?
We did fine. You know, we're over in Lafayette, and we're lucky. We're a little bit more inland, so we got a little wind, a little rain, but it wasn't too bad. You know, our southern neighbors got it a little bit worse. So, you know, we're praying for them that they do well, and we'll pull through. We're used to it every year.
Every year. Wow. That would be hard. But what a trooper. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm 27. I was a dental hygienist I practiced for about 2.5, 3 years, and I've always baked my whole life. I learned under Danette Dunn. She owns Terracottas in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and she really got me started in high school, and I loved it. And you know, I always wanted to do this, but I never really had the courage. And when I was practicing hygiene, my husband actually had a lung collapse, and a very healthy guy, and He was in ICU for about 2 weeks, and so I was sleeping in the hospital constantly in a chair for 2 weeks. So it gives you a lot of time to think. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, I really want to do what I love to do. Dental hygiene's great, but it's really not my passion. And about a week after my husband got out of the hospital, I said, babe, I think I want to open a bakery. And he said, okay. So we moved. We were living in Baton Rouge at the time, and we moved to Lafayette because I knew I wanted to open here. It's close to home. Everybody's so great here, and we kind of just went right into it, head first. And I planned out my business plan and got everything going and found the spot and went from there, and it was just a whirlwind ever since.
I like the story on your website, too, where you talk about how you got that name. Can you tell us a little bit about your name?
Absolutely. As I was growing up, I've always loved to bake, so I was baking from home a lot. And my mom and dad were real supportive. They loved that I loved to bake, and they would always tell all their friends. And so a lot of times their friends and be like, I need a birthday cake for this or that. And my parents would say, well, who bakes? Katie bakes. And my friends started saying it. I just heard it all the time. And so I thought, I'll just tell everybody in Lafayette, Katie bakes. So
I love it.
So that's kind of how that came to be. But everybody thinks it's my last name. So my husband gets called Mr. Bakes all the time, and I get called Mrs. Bakes a lot. So, but it's okay. I love it.
It could be worse. So Bakes is pretty good.
Mrs. Bakes.
But I like, Katie Moe is spelled Meaux, and I love that too. That's very Louisiana.
That's our Cajun O.
Yeah, I love it.
Very cool. So Katie, Mrs. Bakes, how has all this cake craze in the media affected your business?
That's a really good question. A lot of the shows have been positive for cake in the cake industry. I feel like it's really brought a light to it that I don't think people were seeing before. A lot of people used to just go out to the store and get a cake for a birthday real quick. It was kind of an afterthought almost most of the time. And now it's really got people thinking, I want something special. I want something one of a kind for my birthday or my anniversary, not just for weddings anymore. So that's been great. The only con to those kind of shows is that most of those are shown very quickly. You see probably a week-long work and 30-minute episode. And so really kind of educating people on the amount of time and labor and attention of detail that goes into every cake.
Love.
And love, exactly, is a lot more time than maybe people really realize from watching those shows. So it's kind of a great way to also educate people in the process of what this is all about. And a lot of people that try these kind of things at home, like Carissa, how much time it takes, and going
and what you
back
have to go through.
Nitpicking everything. But it's really been interesting, and I think it's been a great thing for the most part for people to kind of be like, wow, this is really a work of art. It's not just something I'm going to eat. So I think that's fantastic.
Now we're showing a couple of your photos, and Carissa and I both follow you on Facebook because she got me hooked on you, and then of course I interviewed you. But oh my goodness, everything you put out on Facebook
I love this cake. This is the farm cake pops cake.
Yeah,
so adorable.
So creative.
And we saw the Angry Birds cake pops. You said those are huge. I think I saw you on one of your posts.
Oh, Angry Birds is like, it's the biggest thing we could do, It's always creating buzz every time we do something Angry Birds related.
One day I was looking at Facebook, I think it was a weekend, and you showed a picture, and it was like a white buttercream frosting, maybe even a coconut. I can't remember which one, but it was left in the store. It was like the last cake, and you wanted to sell it. And I wish I lived in Louisiana at that time because you had it on like sale. Come and get this cake. It's this much money. And I loved how you did that too. Oh, that's so cute.
And then before the hurricane came through, you're like, everything in the store is $2.
Run.
We're closing.
You'll find a lot of hurricane specials around that time. Like wondering if your fridge is going to go out or what's going to happen, so get rid of it.
How do you test? I mean, do you have your husband test, or who tests all your cakes to try different new ones?
We all do, and it's so funny because in the mornings, it'll be early and we'll be baking and testing things, and my head baker is Skylar. And I'll turn to Skylar and I'll be like, do you want to try this? I just popped it out. She'll be like, not really, but yes.
Oh, that one's cute.
I love this cake. I put this one in here for you guys because you guys love baseball. It's like a 3-tier baseball cake pop. It's like cake and cake pops. I've never seen that before. That's so cool.
It's a really fun groom's cake we did for this really awesome bride and groom, and they loved it. They had a blast with that.
That's cool. So you're the first bakery in your area that specializes in whoopie pies and cake pops. So what has this done for your business?
And tell us what a whoopie pie is. Not everybody knows.
Well, whoopie pie, that actually originated with the Amish. The story goes that, the ladies would have some extra cake left over, and they would make these little pies. They'd just put some frosting in there and wrap them up and toss them into their husband's lunch tins, and then they'd go to work, and when they'd see that they had this in their lunch tin, they'd say, whoopie. So that's kind of where the origins came from. It's actually it's like cake-like.
Those are whoopie pies on the screen right now.
The cake-like cookie, and then we just take our signature frostings that we would use on our cupcakes and things, and we actually just fill them up. It's really soft and fluffy, and they're really fun because you can really you have one base, like a vanilla or chocolate, that you can change into so many different flavors just by changing up fillings or adding a few little, pecans in there, something like that. You can have a whole new flavor. So I always encourage people to try them out at home, that and the cake pops, just because you can do so much with them.
What is your favorite cake pop or whoopie pie? Do you have a favorite?
My absolute favorite cake pop that I can name right off the bat is the pumpkin spice. I look forward to fall every year because I want to eat that so bad.
Yeah, that does sound good.
And whoopie pie-wise, we have our So Vanilla whoopie pie, which is just it's a vanilla bean whoopie pie with a vanilla bean frosting, but it's so good. Yeah. We use Madagascar pure vanilla bean, and it just gives it this vanilla taste that you really can't get with just a plain extract. And so that's kind of what makes it so amazing. And the kids love it because it's got sprinkles all over it. They come in and they just want the one with sprinkles.
Of course.
I would do too. But our bakery really started out with the whoopie pies and the cake pops. My whole business plan was to introduce ourselves as something very different because it's a very populated market here in Lafayette with bakeries. There's some very well-known, wonderful shops here. And I wanted to come in and say, I've got this. It's different. You haven't seen this before, so you got to come check it out. So I started out promoting with the cake pops and the whoopie pies, knowing good and well that I would eventually want to do more. And that's why I also named my shop Katie Bakes. I kept it very general so that we could add more later. And as time went on and people came in and we really got a good customer base, maybe 3 or 4 months into it, people would start saying, oh, I wish you had cupcakes, or I wish you had, cookies, or I wish you did custom cakes. So we just started adding things to the menu slowly and kind of have gone from there. And now we have a variety of things in the shop. And but people still know us kind of as the original, the whoopie pies and the cake pops. But when they come in, they see we have so much more than that. So it was a great way to get our foot in the door.
There's so many Carissa has a list of questions, but I also remember the interview you did with me in August. So if I can ask you too, you said that you would go into the community when you first started, and you probably do it now too, but tell us a little bit about how you marketed to get your community to know who you are. You shared, of course, cake pops and whoopie pies. Who wouldn't want that? But how did you go about showing the community you were there? Because it's a really good tip for other business owners too.
Absolutely. And Acadiana, the area that I'm in, is very, everyone's very particular about food here. We're big food lovers around this area. So you need to make a good impression on people. And what I would do is in the first months that we were open, I would actually box up variety boxes, and I would go around to all the doctor's offices, all the law offices, some of the local shops, the coffee shops, and I would just bring stuff, bring my card, introduce myself, and just tell people, you know, this is where I am. Why don't you have this? Let me know what you think, and, you know, come by the shop. And I just consistently did that over and over again. I would go back to some places over again and just kind of check in with them, see what they thought, bring them a little bit more. And I kind of found that I slowly started seeing people from those offices coming by, and then those same offices were calling for, you know, corporate orders and things. And then as well, just doing a lot of community activities. You know, there's a lot of things that go on around Lafayette, a lot of festivals, and our little area that we're in is a live-work community called River Ranch. And we have a lot of music concerts go on here and things like that. So we really just kind of went out and brought different samples of things and just kind of gave it to people and gave them a nice smile and let them know that we were here and we wanted to see everybody. And it really took off from there. And I think that's the most important thing you can do. You can't just open your business and expect people to come.
Yeah. A lot of people do expect people to come in.
And if you follow her on Facebook, I've noticed right now she's really amping up the football products because we all know Louisiana is a big football state, and that's very cool. And
our Raging Cajuns are champions. Our Tigers are doing well too, so we're excited.
That's very cool. And like I said about Facebook, we follow on Facebook. You have a really big following for any business, let alone a tiny bakery in Louisiana. I mean, my stomach is growling right now. I'm just dying looking at all these pictures. How have you used Facebook to grow your community and interact with your customers?
Well, I love Facebook. I'm just so thankful to Mark Zuckerberg. It's the best tool that you can use for advertising, and it's free advertising. And I definitely can't take all the credit. Mr. Bakes does most of the posting for Facebook and photographs. But it's a really great way to communicate with your clients as well, because it's not a one-way street. You can post something up there and get feedback from people on how they feel about that or what they're thinking, or you can kind of tell when people get more excited about maybe one flavor than another. And it actually really helps us to gauge what we need to keep in the shop and maybe what we need to reevaluate. And we really love to just use it as a tool also for specials. So our Facebook fans get a lot of inside tips on when we're going to have some specials going on.
And when you need to get rid of a cake.
Exactly. Or if we've got a cake left and it's the end of the day and we're going to sell it for this price instead of this price. And it's a great way for them to kind of get a little something for being a fan. And, we really enjoy communicating with people through that, and also other businesses. We have a lot of friends on Facebook that are other businesses, and we cross-promote each other, and I think that's fantastic. You have to help each other out, and we have, a lot of great kitchen stores and, shops. We do a lot of fashion night out kind of things here, so we'll donate cupcakes to the retail stores, and in turn, they kind of promote us. So it's a really fun community to be in, local and just general on Facebook as well.
Very cool. And you held a contest too about people submitted their flavor for football something, wasn't it?
Yes, it was going to be our football weekend cupcake. So we were going to have this special cupcake every weekend for game days. There was our game day cupcake. And we had so many great ideas, and we really did try out so many of them. But
your life is so horrible that you have to try out all these different cakes.
You must do a lot of cardio. How do you?
Yeah, how do you stay in shape there?
I run a lot. I'm actually training for a marathon right now.
Good for you.
It's my relaxation, but we had a great time testing them out. We had our Bananas Foster was our winner.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, that looked good.
Customers were the ones that picked it. So
I wish I could have asked you this before I attempted my cake, but can you offer a couple do-it-yourself tips to those who are going to attempt to do these beautiful things themselves?
Sure. A lot of what I learned was through my mentor and then just at home as well. Like you said, Chris, YouTube is fantastic to find videos. if you have a video to follow along with, it's so much easier than just trying to flip through photos and things. And I use YouTube a lot as well. But the best advice that I could give is if you really want to do a cake and really try to learn a little bit more, is to invest in some equipment, some good piping bags, some good tips, and take little things at a time. So take one piping tip that you want to learn about a little bit more and just kind of practice with it for a little while and then move on to the next thing, because it can get very frustrating sometimes when you're trying to do something over and over and you're overwhelming yourself with all these tools that are out there. Just a little bits at a time, and fondant. A lot of people are scared of fondant. Fondant is really fun to work with. I call it my adult Play-Doh. You just
Yum.
help it and just have fun with it. And the main thing to remember is that with cakes, a lot of great things that come out of it is when you make a mistake and you actually do something to maybe kind of cover it up or add to it. And it really makes the cake that much better. So people stress too much about these kind of things and need to just kind of enjoy it and have fun. But, really kind of the solid tips, fondant-wise, Wilton's great, Satin Ice. Those are kind of things that we use here at the shop. Going to Hobby Lobby and kind of getting some of the tools that they have there is a great place to collect things. And then look around and find out if you have a local baking store. We have one here that's really great. And you can kind of go and you have someone there to help you pick out your things that's very knowledgeable in what they're doing. So that's a really great place to start. And classes, Wilton classes, things like that are always
Classes
fun.
would be fun, as long as you could taste them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You get to taste everything you do, and you meet a lot of really great people. So it's a fun thing to do to relax maybe after work, too.
That's a good tip. I know I've seen fondant up in our area, just in grocery stores on the baking aisle. So, you can buy it pre-made.
Well, we're almost out of time here, so we have, there are two questions. First of all, the photo that we see behind, right here. Can you tell us a little bit about, these are perfect. If you ask me, this is all about your brand right here. It's Katie Bakes. You're darling in these. It's kind of like different outfits you wear, almost like a 50s look, and then you're blowing dust. And who is the photographer?
That's Catherine Guidry. She's Catherine Guidry Photography here in Lafayette, Louisiana, and she really brought out my personality. She knows me very well, and she wanted to have a setup for people to feel like when they saw that photo, they would know my personality and they would feel like they knew who I was. And that was really the main goal with those.
I'd say you definitely reached your goal because they are awesome.
And then your husband does the other photos of all the beautiful cakes and cake pops and whoopie pies.
Mr. Bakes.
Yes, Mr. Bakes.
And I also want to ask you real quick, because we're big on reality TV, it seems. Tell us about your audition for Cupcake Wars.
Well, we've done our video. We're submitting our forms and everything for Cupcake Wars, and just kind of crossing our fingers and really hoping we get to go. It would be so much fun, and the video was just a blast to make. Skylar and I did not have a game plan. We just kind of went on there and started rambling.
Well, watch out.
Cut it together and made it look like we were really coherent in what we were saying.
So is it like a guest appearance, or do they come to your bakery and film you for like a season, or how does it work?
Cupcake Wars is you actually go to Los Angeles and you participate in the competition
I
over there.
watched that. It's stressful.
It's stressful thinking about it.
I think you would do great, and please let us know if you win so all of us can tune in and watch you. That would be fun.
Definitely be watching Shark Tank premiere week because I love that show.
Get on our Facebook page. We'd love to talk to you about this too. Okay, and now where can everybody find you?
Our website is katiebakesla.com. We also have our Facebook page. Again, it's Katie Bakes LA. We have a blog on Tumblr, katiebakesla.tumblr.com, and we give a lot of at-home tips on that website. We give tutorials as well, so it's a great place if you're working on a cake to go kind of look up some of our past tutorials and see things on there.
I am so impressed with you, and the last thing I want to tell our viewers is on her website in the back here, katiebakesla.com. At the bottom, and she's still working out the kinks because this is brand new, but I think it's the best thing where it says we ship right there. You click on it, and then anybody in the U.S. can have any of her baked items. And the minute she has gluten-free, I told you, I'm clicking that button. So thank you, Katie.
Thank you. I'll send you some gluten-free treats as soon as I get them.
Please. I'm so excited. Yes, I'll be watching. Okay. So thank you again. I love Katie Bakes. Katie Moe, actually. So tell us who's on next week. Shark Tank.
So next week, again, Shark Tank month is beginning. We need like music, like the shark music from Jaws.
Yeah, we should.
So next week is
We'll have
Daniel
it next week.
and Stephanie Rensing from The Smart Baker. And they're amazing. They were the most organized, put together like team that went on Shark Tank that knew like every answer. They were never like, a lot of these people you're like, really, you're gonna put your money in that person? But these people were like amazing.
Well, good. It'll be exciting to have them as guests. And I want to thank all of you for watching OvalEye.tv. I hope you check out our other shows. Just go to OvalEye.tv and check out our Monday and Thursday night. Thank you again, and see you next week.